Hi everyone, this is Sandra. Welcome to the Schwowin's Nest. Today I've got some thrift store upcycles for your home decor that are quick, easy, and inexpensive. For my first project, I'm going to create a couple of little molds. I dusted the inside of the molds with a little bit of cornstarch, and now I'm just going to take some air dry clay and push it in and then remove the excess. Then I'll flip the mold upside down and just kind of roll the clay out of the mold. I made a tiny flower and a little leaf garland. When I saw this vase at the thrift store, I had to have it. I thought it was gorgeous. I really loved the shape of it. And with it having the really long, narrow neck, it's perfect. I'm going to use Weldbond glue and put a little bit on the back of the flower mold, spread it around with my finger to make sure that all of the clay has some glue on it, and then place it down on my vase. At first, I placed it a little higher up because I did think I was going to use the little leaves underneath it, but then I didn't like that look. So I decided to skip the leaves and I just pushed the flower a little bit farther down so it was in the center of the vase. Then I added a piece of painter's tape just to hold it in place while the glue had a chance to set. I wasn't sure what color I was going to paint this vase, but then I decided on black. This is Rust-Oleum spray paint in satin black, and I'm going to give this a few really light coats to get it fully covered. I really love how it turned out, and I'm so glad I chose black. I found this sign in the wood section and it is black. It looks really cute, but I don't want this sign on it. So I'm just going to take some sandpaper and sand off the lettering because there is a little bit of a raised effect and I just want it to be smoother. I'm painting the top part of it white. I'm not going to go around the edges or the back because I really like the black border on this. And it's already a little distressed, so it's already got half the work done for me. But I am going to give this a 2 coats of white paint. This is just regular acrylic paint. I get it in a gallon at my hardware store, and it's a paint and primer in one. I created this design and then I printed it off on tissue paper. I have my tissue paper taped to a piece of cardstock. And the reason I use cardstock is I just find that my printer likes the thicker better. And then it doesn't have the ability to get jammed as easily as if you were using regular printer paper. I'm using Mod Podge to attach the tissue paper, and I also did something that I've never tried before. I used hairspray to seal the tissue paper so the ink wouldn't bleed, and it worked. So, for those of you who left that in the comments many, many times, I finally decided to give it a try. And thank you so much because it does work. I just use my fingers very gently just to press it down into the Mod Podge, and I'm not even going to put any Mod Podge on top this time. Once it was dry, I sanded off the excess and I made sure to go a little bit rougher on the edges to bring back some of that natural wood color. I love this little design and it will be available for you on my website as a free printable. This is one of the biggest candlesticks I have seen and picked up at the thrift store in a really long time. It has all these funky colors on it, but I really loved the chippiness of it. If it would have been one solid color, like even that sort of gray green down at the bottom or the ivory, I probably would have left it that way, but I just didn't like that blue. So I'm taking this beautiful color, which is called mushroom. I love it. It's my favorite color to use, and I'm going to give this 2 coats. Now I'm going to take a really tiny brush and some of my black wax, and I'm just going to go in all of the grooves. And that was my original thought, but then I decided that all of it needed just a little bit of dirtying up. I'm going to use a rag and add just a little bit to the rest of the candlestick. I didn't put a lot on the rag. I just wanted to get a little bit of a tinge of it being not so brand new. I think it turned out just perfect. I found these eucalyptus stems at the thrift store, so I took the wreath apart that they came in and cut them down to size. I'm going to be making a beautiful greenery wreath. I needed something to put on the back of my staging area that would just transition me from, wintertime into spring. So I thought just a regular greenery wreath would be perfect. I really enjoy working with these wicker wreaths that you can get at dollar stores. I believe this one was a natural color and I had painted it white for a different project. But I also like to use grapevine wreaths because they're really easy to be able to stick the stems in and then just reinforce them with a little bit of hot glue. I like to add at least 3 different types of greenery to my wreaths. I believe that makes them look a lot more high end, but it also gives them different colors and textures. Once I had all of these sort of lamb's ear greenery pieces in, I decided that I didn't like how long they were. They were kind of floppy, so I trimmed off the little bits at the top and added those to the wreath too. The last bit of greenery that I'm going to add are these little small eucalyptus branches. They kind of look like boxwood, at least they have the colors of boxwood. And I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue and place them here and there on the wreath, just again to add a little bit more texture and color. One thing that I do a lot when I'm making my wreaths is pick them up and look at them from different angles just to make sure that I have everything in the position that I like. And once it looks good to me, then I decide that it's finished. I really love how this one turned out, and I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed these home decor upcycles using thrifted finds that are really inexpensive to create. I hope this gives you some inspiration the next time you find yourself at a thrift store. Don't forget to do all the things. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and the like button. See you in the next one.